7 years in the making.
I actually came home from college in Connecticut to come.
Very excited about what they're going to be putting out there.
Actually, I already have my list written down.
You see it all over TV. People scour the globe to discover unique tastes and unique cuisines.
I love all the different creations, flavors.
Every single one of them is phenomenal.
Always on the lookout for a better burger, a perfect slice, and delicious new diners, drive-ins, and dives.
There's one industry that doesn't receive nearly enough recognition. An industry that's had continuous growth for the past decade or more. I'm talking, of course, about craft beer. From its early beginnings in the 1960s to its increase in popularity in the 70s with the growth of home brewing, to the birth of microbreweries in the 1990s, the craft beer industry has ballooned into one of the fastest growing alcoholic beverage categories in the United States. Over 7,000 businesses employing tens of thousands of employees. Isn't it time they had a show of their own? I'm Ralph Serro, and this is In Hops We Trust. We begin our journey in the Garden State, in the swamps of the Meadowlands, with a company that's all bull and no shit. Now we're sitting down with the co-owners of Bolero Snort, Scott Wells and Bob Olson, longtime friend of the show, Adrian Roberts, and joining us today from Hackensack Brewing, Mike Jones. He is the founder and director of operations. Long time coming here. You two have been brewing together since 2013, yes?
No, I've never actually brewed.
Never?
No. You want nothing to do with
Cut! You guys have been working together since 2013. So you finally have your own space. Yeah. To commemorate that, you launched a beer at the time of your opening called About Bucking Time, which is brilliant.
Apropos.
So tell us about...
Did I use that word right?
It's a pro. Tell us about what the journey was like to get to here from where you guys started.
It was a slugfest.
Bolero Snort!
Yeah, finally!
So we've been around for 7 years. We've been contracting for forever, and we've finally been able to, invest into a facility of our own. We've been brewing out of this facility for about a little bit over a month right now, and we'll be open to the public in a couple more weeks. Let me give you a little tour of the facility, if that's cool with you, man. Awesome.
We started, I guess, it was a year paperwork misery. From 2012 to 2013, we started brewing 30-barrel batches up in Butler, New Jersey, working out of a lot of space that was, outgrown way too quickly. But we, with the help of a lot of good people and a lot of friends, somehow made it work. And now we have this fancy place to play around. So kind of surreal. I still don't think we're brewing for a couple weeks here, and I still don't think it's set in that it actually happened. I'm waiting for the rug to kind of get pulled out.
3.5 years in, we branched out. I was at a friend's brewery and just made a joke like, hey, if you got a tank open anytime soon, we'll fill it. And we said, yeah, we got a tank coming up on Monday, and it was like Thursday. And we had 3 days to play like shop for brewing and figure out what we were going to put in the tank. We had a concept for OVB without a recipe. And it was one of the two most stressful things I ever saw. Bob, you got to write a recipe, but we need it like tomorrow, and just throwing shit around the office.
I feel like that's a regular basis now. Like it was just that one time back then, and now it's like the brewers will be like, "So what are we making tomorrow right now?" Shit, where can we buy hops like now?
This is a Bolero.
Just hold on, man.
Fun jumping fire to fire. I look forward to putting it out.
So we brewed a batch OVB, and it was met with some pretty good success. I look back at the last 7 years and think, I legitimately don't even remember what the question was.
I think we hit it, but whatever.
Yeah, just knocked it out of the park. Whatever it was, you trust that shit.
When you guys, become more established, would you be open to maybe partnering with a brewery who doesn't have a facility of their own?
Absolutely. The demand is growing and growing and growing. And as the New Jersey beer expands, that market, we want to be able to help those other guys to get to that next level that we're at now.
So Mike, you just celebrated your first anniversary.
Yes. We established a business in 2017, but it took us 3 years now, 1 year anniversary, because in brewery years, nothing happens fast. So we wound up brewing our first batch in December of 2018. We opened our doors February 2nd, 2019, and kind of like Bob was alluding to, it was you're basically hanging on for dear life. You're hanging on for dear life.
Tune in after the episode for the drinking game.
The In Hops We Trust app is the best way to follow all things In Hops related. On the app, you will find the In Hops Passport and Rewards program, crew info, or where we might be filming next. So please, go download it while I grab another beer.
What about you? What are you drinking?
I am drinking OBB.
Snowball. About fucking time.
The mild mannered maple.
That's the brownie. Hoofa.
I've got that. My bowl is something. If you're looking for great beer and have a little bit of fun while you're doing it, come to this place.
And hands down, this is the most beloved brewery in New Jersey.
We're gonna be here probably every weekend. My poor babies.
What originally got you guys individually into this business?
I was really like getting into beer. I like beer a lot, and I wanted to. Oh, nice! This is fantastic. I wanted to start homebrewing beer, and I did some research on homebrewing. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it.
Do I get one? No, don't worry about it. So
We need a couple more.
I did some research on homebrewing and realized how difficult homebrewing actually was. And I'm working my old job, and I see this guy just walk in one day, and I'm just wearing a Bolero Snort shirt, and I'm like, who's this jackass wearing a Bolero shirt? They're not even a thing yet. And I go over and talk to him. We kind of become friends right off the bat, and I'm like, I don't need to homebrew. I just saddle myself with someone else who's doing the fucking work.
I think it was like 2004. I decided to brew my first homebrew batch. I was in a small apartment, and it was all extract, but thankfully it actually came out good. I brought it to like the local bar, Andy's Corner, which is like the mecca of like, they started the craft beer.
You
So
homebrewed in this area.
yeah.
You went through Andy's.
So I brought George my beer.
I got
It was
chewed
like,
up and spit out.
Oh, dude, I was shaking. I gave him my beer because he's a big imposing
I
figure,
still
you
have
know.
recovered.
And he puts it down and he says, "That's a damn good porter." And I swear to God, it was like a battery in my back, man.
You have a hard to tell me it was an IPA.
Yeah, now we know. All your friends tell you it's good when I get drunk for free. So it wasn't until really, I started. People started telling me. They started telling me to put the beer in the competitions. So I put 3 beers, and I'll never forget. I think it was the 2016 New Jersey State Fair. My IPA wins silver in the IPA category, and my Munich Dunkel wins a gold and goes to best of show. So I'm like, I'm getting all these phone calls.
That's nice.
Yeah, but you don't have my name. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my Dunkel.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
I heard stories going around Bolero about the infamous staff meetings where you guys come up with some of your legendary names.
There's a list on my phone. This list has been alive on my phone for like 5 solid years now. We made a beer, 2 years ago, which was completely by mistake. I went one day, probably in a less than sober fashion, to add something to my ShopRite list, which lives next to the beer name list. And like 6 months later, we need a new beer idea, and I'm going through the list. I find Choco Tacos that I wanted from ShopRite, and we started cracking up. And we're like, all right, fuck it, Choco Toro.
They come from multiple sources. It never comes from one place. There's no science to it. There's no nothing. It's whatever fucker that ends up happening that day. We built our brand off the humor of what we bring to people and whatnot, and we think that transcends just beer. We take what we produce very seriously, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. And I think that that's something that sets us apart from a lot of the other breweries and companies out there. That's defined what we've done from the beginning, and we never intend to change it.
I had a beer one time. I did it. We had just opened, and I was literally just trying not to have a complete nervous breakdown, like in front of everybody. Right? So I
That's how you know you've made it.
So I made it. So
You got to take that nervous
constant
breakdown and
ending.
just jam it back.
We made a Weizenbock, right? We made a nice, strong, dark wheat beer for the winter. I said, I got a brewery now. I need a name. I can't just give people the beer. So I'm talking out loud in my car on the way there, on the way back to the brewery. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, what is that I like about this beer? I'm like, strong wheat beer. I'm like, it's a winter, man. I like to drink in the winter. I love to get drunk in the winter. What am I doing? Get drunk in the winter. I'm thinking of songs. There was like a Jizza Cold World thing going on. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Then I remembered how hammered I was in the Blizzard of '96, bro. And I was like, oh fuck! I was like, Blizzard '96. Yo, I ran back to the brewery, man. Blizzard '96, put it up. You know what happened? Every single person that came in that tap room were like, holy shit. And they had a story about where they were going to Blizzard '96.
Oh boy. Hey, the In Hops We Trust app is the best way to follow all things In Hops related. On the app, you'll find the In Hops passport, rewards, crew info, updates on where we'll be for events, or where we might be filming next. The app is also the only place you'll be able to see certain content, like pre-release episode teasers or behind-the-scenes footage and exclusive content from event appearances. Our app is available on both iOS and Android devices, so please, go download it while I grab another beer. Oh, cheers. Hey, give me a tall boy.
So are you guys experimenting with any new beers?
Absolutely. We are constantly on the forefront of pushing ourselves creatively, as well as pushing the boundaries of what people couldn't consider beer. We've talked about using some crazy things that nobody else really even thinks about, and hopefully those things will be good when they come out. I know, it's all fingers crossed, man. No, there's a lot of creativity and experimentation that goes into it, and we're at the forefront of that, and we're not going to let anybody tell us no, except for Cool Ranch Doritos. I keep being told no.
I don't want any part of that. So what's the craziest shit that you guys have experimented with in brews?
Our original early experimental phase, going back 6 years, we did a cilantro jalapeno lime session ale.
Which is
the perfect allegory of Bob Olsen being in charge of fucking anything. Where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna zest a couple of limes, we're gonna clean some cilantro. We should be done by 7:30, 8 o'clock at night tomorrow at the latest. 4 fucking o'clock in the morning, my cell phone's broken. We're zesting limes on a fucking drill. Oh my god. Think about 7 pounds of fucking cilantro for a second. It was a crate. It came in a wooden fucking crate. What was it even called?
A matador.
So the worst part of the whole story is it wasn't bad.
No, it's worse.
And we've never, people still to this day, when are you making more matador? It's like, fuck, there's no way we
got a cult following.
Time. We were making casks of it with fucking tomatoes and
Bloody Matador, yeah.
It was tomato,
celery,
and black pepper.
You guys are fucking shit.
One of these casks literally blow up on me at a festival. I hit the fucking thing and I'm covered in Bloody Matador for a 2-session festival, 3 hours away. Coming home, I get pulled over by a trooper on the turnpike, covered in this shit, kegs along the back of the car. Guy comes up to me and I look at him and go, I know this looks bad, but I can explain. And he just loses it. And to that nice officer, thank you for letting me continue on my way home. So it was very kind.
What have you noticed are the biggest changes in the business since you guys have started doing this till now?
Abel?
He's an honest man. I appreciate it.
These guys started the hard way, right? They had to do distribution first. Back when you couldn't have a tap room, their muscle was out on the road, right? And that's harder.
The difference in my mind is we have to stay on top of our hit. We have to continue to innovate. We have to continue to change because what the customer wants from us is going to change every day. Our customers aren't Bud Miller Coors customers. They're not customers, they're fans. They're fans of what we do, and they choose to support us with their money. And if we want to keep them as fans, we have to give them something that they can support.
Another big change that occurred with this is we've spent the past 7 years making beer on everybody else's schedule, and here it's on the beer's timeline. Beer is a living thing. It kind of tells you when it's ready and ready to move to the next phase to take it from grain to glass, and I think the beers that we're making here, are better than anything we've made before.
We used to do a lot, we probably still do, a lot of festivals where in order for us to like get to these things and get our product, we had to share beds. And look at the two of us. Like
That's how I knew we made it, right? When we got to stop.
Yeah, when your hand was between two pillows.
I thank God he's happy being the indie spoon because that's the only way I have it. If you're on a diet, if you're calorie conscious, don't come here.
No, but you know what?
We used to be skinny.
We have something for everybody.
Fresh beer. Oh, fresh beer on the move. We literally have no shame.
Freddie Mercury.
By Freddie Mercury. We got a reputation for doing these crazy wild firkins that people would like travel for and everything, and we were just like, listen, this is the way the brand's going. Combined with the bull puns, and people were like, oh my God, these guys do crazy wild stuff. Breakfast bowl was a big one, where we did like maple French toast and cinnamon and coffee, I believe was in that. We're humbled that enough people want to just go out and consume it and share something. Live life, be happy, and share a beer with a friend. And since the dawn of time, that's basically what beer has always been about. And just to be, one link in the chain.
So come check out Bolero Snort here in Carlstadt, New Jersey.
And Hackensack Brewing.
And Hackensack Brewing in Hackensack, is that right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fact check that later.
In Hackensack, imagine that.
Great beers, even better guys. Thank you, gentlemen, so much.
Cheers, Ralph.
I should fucking do a beer.
Well, I might as well invite the guys. There you go.
Hey!
That's going to the next level.
Yeah.
What the fuck just happened?
We killed them.
Hey! Good luck, guys!
In Hops We Trust. Want another beer? Check out our channel, In Hops We Trust Film. There you'll get all our latest content, including new episodes, tastings, and all things In Hops related. Cheers! In Hops We Trust is an Ambassador Studios production.